it's time to start your virtual engines because we've got the biggest championship that you didn't even know about, and it starts very soon. 8 rounds. We're going to be going all the way live tonight to the Asrnz, an 8-round championship, and there's everything to play for. So cheers to that as we hand it over to your commentary team, Davo and the gentleman.
Thanks, Chad, for your introduction to our awesome series here at Asrnz, and of course welcome everyone to tonight's official coverage of round 5 of the Asrnz 2022 GT3 series, and tonight held at another infamous track, Indianapolis. No, don't panic, we're not going oval racing. We're here at Indy on the road circuit. Of course, it's GT3s here tonight. I'm Davo, and thanks for joining me again tonight for round 5. So we're back to the sprint round format. We did 2 sprints, round 1 and 2, done 2 enduros, 3 and 4, and geez, hasn't the points changed in that time? But yeah, here we are, round 5, first of the second tier of sprint rounds, and like I mentioned, Indianapolis road course, not a track that I'm personally familiar with, and I'm sure a few of these boys aren't familiar with either. So yeah, I think this is going to be an interesting race. I always say it's going to be a cracker, but I think, you know, like this, with not a lot of track knowledge from a few of the drivers, it's definitely going to be interesting. Again, I'm Davo, and I think I just heard walking in the door was my good friend and co-commentator for tonight, J-Man. How are you, my friend?
Good, Davo, and yourself, mate? Here at Indy on round 5.
Yes, I'm doing well. Indy at round 5. Yeah, like I was just mentioning to our viewers, not a track that I'm familiar with, and I think a lot of the field aren't familiar with personally. So it should be interesting racing tonight, mate, my friend.
Yeah, I think I watched a few laps during the week, Davo, and sort of a fair bit of the track has now come back to me in respect of, obviously, it's a anti-clockwise format of part of the track that we used to know. So, you know, there's a little bit that looks familiar, but not all of it. Some really tricky infield sections,
as you'd expect.
Yeah, some double and triple apex corners that the guys are having to be quite hungry on the curves. But anyway, we'll see how that goes.
We'll see how that goes. But look, just quickly before these boys jump to qualifying, let's have a look at where we currently stand in the points.
Yeah, so, I mean, in the pro category, we still have got John McDonald leading that class by 4 points over Ethan Cale, followed by Vic Chan, followed by Jordan Moss, followed by Dave Zero, Dylan Martin, Shane, Mark Mudgway, Jamie Koza, and Jake McKellar. That rounds out your registered pro class for there. There's 10 guys in that category at the moment. Moving on to the Pro-Am category, a newly relegated Steve Wilton finds himself at the top, some 2 points ahead of Steve Melling. So the 2 Steves at the top of that class right now, Brad Robertson,
nice.
Vaughan Martin, Damo Jarkus Jones in there in 5th, followed by Matt Cook, Kenny Simpson, Aaron Enright, Sam Carson, the newcomer. So he already inside the 10 for that category. Maxwell Hawkins, Wilkie Apreciado, Aztec, so Jeff Burse and Ashley Vertiger rounding out 13 in that category. And then for the the AMs, is Brennan Rolfe still leading that class by around 6 points over Bob Laycock, Lucas Saar, Mike King, Bear Grylls, Ryan Gilbranson, Pats Mule, Mark Josco, and Luke Bernardino, and that rounds out a 10 class for the AM class. Might mention too, there'll be a little bit of a shake-up tonight. We have got McKellar back. We have got the Mickindo Milo car that's turned up for the first time this season. So welcome aboard to Nick Mickindo. Good to see Nick back on track too.
Yes, definitely very nice stuff. And yeah, with all those figures and numbers and data that we've just recently got all together for here at round 5, the viewers may be confused because we've actually got the outright standings just showing on the screen, but J-Man just kindly ran us through the whole layout of Pro-Am and amateur standings. So you will see this, I think, on our leaderboard now, as we might just pick up on a little bit of on-track vision, J-Man.
Yeah.
So the viewers can follow this, can't they, on the leaderboard with the colours of the...
Yep, the totem pole is relatively accurate now. So basically, your white indicates your pro drivers, your grey boxes indicate your pro-am, and your reds indicate your am. So here, when you race at Asrnz, we do work out a category system so that it's everybody's got something to play for, as you know, Davo.
Yep.
Obviously our drivers that are racing an AM category are never going to be able to beat the top of the tier pro guys. So
no.
We give them something to play for.
Of course. And yes, the battles throughout the pack for bragging rights, and it goes all the way through the field, and these the trophies are there at the end of the year. So awesome stuff.
Yeah, 100%. So tonight's format for the viewers,
the sprint rounds.
Yeah, we're back to the sprint rounds. So 6-minute open qualifying. So these guys will be looking to bank about, I'd say probably the majority will get 3 laps in here if they went right on the drop of the flag there. Standard Asrnz rules, as per the briefing, is if the guys want another shot at it, if they haven't put enough fuel in or the tyres were the wrong set, they do have to drive the car back. So you want to get all this stuff right.
Yep.
They will back that up with a couple of minute break, and then go to grid full formation rolling lap, and then into a 35-minute sprint race with a mandatory pit stop with a 1 litre dump. So pretty exciting stuff ahead.
Absolutely. Here at Indianapolis for round 5 of the Asrnz 2022 GT3 series. That's actually our second season of the year for the GT3s.
Yeah, and just seeing the first, official times rolling through. Ethan Kale put it up there initially on a 36.5, but Dave Zero trumps that on a 36.4.
Dave Zero on the money in the Audi.
But expect to see some 35s here, Davo.
35 is the number we're aiming for.
I'm just trying to bring up. Some data. I'm just getting back out of driver briefing mode into broadcasting mode, and I can see that the track is fast. 21 degree track temp. 27 degree track temp with air temp of 21, so track not optimum, so those 35s might only be 35 9s or 35 8s.
Yep.
From the potential probably coming from Jamie Koza, really smashing out some good times in the official practice sessions. So where's Jamie currently sitting?
And also Shano, not too shabby in the Porsche.
Yeah. So. Yeah, very quick. Very, very quick. So, as we just see the Milo car just...
Yeah, just off the track there as the boys sort of slip back to, I think, the above-mentioned Shane in the 556 Porsche.
For a 36.1.
Well, there you go. 36.1. That's getting close to that 35, J-Man, like you mentioned. Let's... just keep an eye on this. Qualifying's over, actually. We have gone 0 on the qualifying, so whoever's out on track at the moment.
Yeah, I think Ethan Kale and Sam Carson looking to improve a lot on their time. Sam Carson will need a lot.
Big Chad also up. Yes.
It's gonna come down to this. We thought that they'd get 3 laps done, and it looks like that's the case. So as we're watching the numbers rolling out with anticipation, guys.
Yeah, I mean, and some of these tracks are obviously with what is it, 8-minute qualifying at
6, mate. 6 on these.
6.
sprints.
Well, there you go. 6 minutes disappears pretty damn quickly. So you want to have your shit locked down, so to speak. Vic Chan chasing that top notch on the first row. He's already on the first row. Ethan Kale as well. I think you mentioned J-Man.
Oh, yeah, he's some 8/10 up. That would see him.
That would easily see him up
Yep.
at the pointy end
At a 35.7.
with the 35.7 as expected.
Shane did improve, a 36.0.
Shane did. I just said that he's just tucked in behind him there. Nice work from both. Vic Chan puts him in third.
Can I tell you, the front 3 all set their PBs on that last lap.
Yeah, there you go.
The front 4, sorry. The front 5, 6.
So yeah, Dave Zero on a 36.3.
It's a handy time.
Yeah, it is a handy time because yeah, there's a bit of a jump from that to up to Sam Carson, which is 37.0. So you know that's a big chunk of time between 4th and 5th there, J-Man. But yeah, let's run through the grid there.
Yeah, so Shane at the top in the Porsche with a stellar time of a 35.7. I didn't think they'd get quite that quick on a fast track. Followed by Ethan, 35.7, followed by Shane, Vic Chan, Dave Zero, Sam Carson round at the 5. Nick Mickendoe, welcome back into P6, so that's a great starting position.
Yeah, nice work, Nick.
Brad Robertson in 7th. Our championship leader elect at the moment is in P8. So John McDonald P8, Steve Walton P9, and then Vaughan Martin rounding out the 10. So yeah, certainly for me looking at that right now, Davo, you know, I'm looking at.
You've got to give kudos to Dave Zero for taking it to the new boys up the top there. He's right there in amongst it. So yeah, well done, Dave.
But the big surprise for me, Davo, is Jamie Kosa. Only banked to 44.5.
Okay, that's carrying weight.
Yeah, but you know, like at the end of the day, we saw him doing stellar times with that weight, and he's P18. That's a long way back from P18.
It is. So we will watch that space.
Yeah, 100%. And hey, welcome to all the viewers watching tonight, whether it's live or a delayed coverage. We appreciate your support with these streams. And, you know, if you haven't subscribed, please do. Feel free to share this content around. You know, we don't mind the exposure because it helps with growth. So appreciate your support. We just got this couple of minute lead time, Davo,
before the
rolling start.
Just before we go into the lap before rolling start at Indianapolis, like infamous track. This crazy stuff, more obviously famous for its oval track racing, of course. But yeah, tonight here, of course, we're in GT3 cars, so we're going to run the infield. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, 100%. Looking forward to this one. Obviously, coming back out of double point enduro rounds. You know, that last round was entertaining. Big mix up with a lot of key contenders, and won that last round, Davo. Just want to touch on that a little bit. You know, obviously,
a couple of curly moments there, but you know, look, this is the big time. You know, and the boys are racing for keeps up the pointy end.
Yeah, 100%, and I think that you know, that really impacted Dave Zero, Shane, and JB's race. Probably JB being the big winner out of that one, moving his way up to 5th outright, and then the late gift from Mark Mudway, who's actually not here tonight. So the late gift of Mudgy getting a I don't know if you remember, he got the track cut, received a drive-through, sped on the drive-through, and got a post-race 60-second penalty. So that relegated a lot of guys up the field, one more position. But you know, and in an 8-round championship with only 1 point the difference between the championship points here at Asrnz, you know, you've got to play the long game for every last point, don't you, Davo?
Yeah, definitely you do, J-Man, as the boys pull away from their grid spots here. 21 on track tonight.
Yeah, good turnout. We've got a few apologies too, so there's a few guys that couldn't make it for whatever reason tonight. Yeah, so a good showing. Good to see Jake McKellar back. Did hear a rumour that he was going to start from the back, so it'll be interesting to see what the current GT3 season champ, the past season champ, sorry, season 1 champ, can do from the back of the grid. Some big names ahead of him, Steve Melling, Aztec, Jamie. Those guys will want to be moving forward after a not so good qualifier. I'm not sure whether Aztec set it out as well. I'll just have a look at that data, see what I can find out. Not a lot at the moment.
Yeah, so a few of the faster guys down at the back of the pack: Jamie Cossa, Aztec, Steve Melling, and Jack McKellar.
Evening, Daniel. Good to see you back. Hopefully Dave goes well. He's had a strong qualifying there to be on row 2, so it's a great showing from your brother. All right, so yeah, I don't know what to expect here, Davo, tonight. You know, in respect to the track, it's new for us. You know, that off the start grid, as we see them starting to form up now.
They are starting to form up already, J-Man. At least they do have a nice, tidy piece of track until they get to this little bit here to get that sorted.
Yeah.
As we just see him go through the motions here, just trying to get settled and get in formation. It can be tricky, and everybody is committed to just getting the right position on their cars as to not overlap wherever possible.
A really tight, hard-braking turn 1 here for the first chicane. It's a pretty long shoot down there, so, well, not overly long.
It's going to be interesting. We're just about to go green. Round 5, back to the sprint races, viewers. Indianapolis, round 5 Asrnz, GT3 series, great start. Dave Zero held back's got a great run on Vic Chan.
Well, keep it nice and clean down into the brake zone, boys.
Vic nearly showing the nose there a little bit on Ethan Cale.
Yep.
We drop back a little bit. Nick Backendo, like you said, in that new car. We haven't seen that car on track yet. The Milo car. Just getting a little bit of pressure from Brad Robinson in the first lap here. John McDonald wants a part of that. And the sister car also of Steve Wilton in behind that little battle. We're just going to get back up the front here, just make sure.
Yeah, I think...
the timing goes crazy.
Yeah, it does. I think Ethan certainly got a good, clean start. Shane tried to go with him, but...
Yes, so nice work. Shane in 3rd, Vic in 4th, Dave Zero in 5th so far. Sam Carson getting all sorts of temperature from Brad Robinson. Robinson passed Nick Backendo, and John McDonald taking his position up. And Vaughan Martin also actually slipped past in the BMW on Steve Wilton.
He did.
That is the top 10. as we come round to the final. Oh, as we just see, is that Brad Robinson? No, it wasn't. It was back. Or someone just turned.
Yeah, I'm trying to work out who it is. No, I haven't got it. I've lost
No,
it.
I haven't got it either.
I got a feeling it was Brendan Rolfe. No, it wasn't.
So we get back up the pointy end. This is bloody hell. This is lap 2. Nice, tight, tidy stuff here from the first lap. After a bit of to and froing at Suzuka last week, the boys have got it together, and it's on, J-Man.
It is, and I'm just quietly watching Jamie Koser and Aztec moving up this field. Remember, these guys started at the back. Jakey already up some 7 positions, already up to P13, so making massive gains on lap 1.
Already, yeah. As you would expect, yeah. So, yeah, nice work.
Jamie with a great run out of there, just absolutely makes super easy work. I feel like Jake just yielded that.
Yeah, and Jake, yeah, up into 12th already. That's, yeah, surely he yielded there.
I think he did. I think he's not in the championship hunt. Jamie is.
Jamie is, of course.
Jake's racing IQ is pretty high, mate, and I think he's just decided just to let him go and tuck him behind and see how far he can go.
For sure, for sure. So we get back up the pointy end here. There is a gaggle of cars behind Sam Carson in fifth position here. The top 4 have sort of pulled away a little bit, but there's always that little gap, and then there is the top end of the mid-pack, and this is it. Sam Carson, Brad Robinson, Nick McIndoe, John McDonald, Vaughan Martin, and Steve Wilton. So it's those 5 cars all within tenths of each other.
Yeah, and I think that's as we see Brad was just having a look up the inside of Sam there. So I think this is clearly the battle pack. Ethan bridging that gap out to a 1.5 second lead already. Vic Chan only half a second behind Shane.
And Dave just trying to hang on that as well, but already sort of starting to lag behind. Those quick guys are so quick, J-Man.
Yeah, hey, look, they're already punching low 36s.
Yeah. Do you think this mid pack, this top end here of the mid pack, will they reel Dave in if he doesn't make a mistake? He really should be able to stay in front of that pack, shouldn't he?
Yeah, I think Dave's clearly put some effort in this week. He's got some pace. He was, got himself in, caught himself into some willing situations last week, and I think, right now he'd be just looking for a solid result, keep his nose clean, and try and stay up there. I think he's got the pace, certainly to stay in front of Sam at this point, but if Brad gets through on Sam, which he's having a look down the inside into turn 1 right now. Just showed the nose. He's got to be a bit careful because the McIndoe car is
the
right
McIndoe
there.
car, and McIndoe no slouch. We haven't seen him yet this season, but definitely seasoned driver, J-Man, and will pick up where he left off pretty quickly, no doubt.
Yeah, he but he'll feel his way back into this one, I think. And the one that I'll be interested in is Sam runs incredibly wide. He's going to lose a spot to Brad.
Is he though? It's actually nicked back there to Vaughan Martin, who's also very wide in the BMW, which is allowed. He has Brad Robinson pass. That's put the Milo car up on the inside as well with the McIndoe car.
Very close to the back of Brad on the entry.
And then we've got McDonald getting in amongst it as well. It's a melee. And here's that Vaughan Martin car that I just mentioned in Wilton. And look at this group of cars here now. There's 5 cars as Brad clears out, rightly so.
He's gone.
You don't want a bit of that, because that is getting tight very quickly there.
Yeah, so at this point of time too, you know, obviously the pit window's not open as we see the McDonald car peel off into the pits.
Oh, and that's probably not a bad thing. Oh, and the Wilton car. Did you see that?
So I didn't see the pit window open. It is only just open. They picked that within, I'd like to see what that was, but I'm going to say they picked that within
Seconds.
15 seconds of that opening.
Yeah.
It's like they knew when they were coming in. And that was a smart play.
Did you see the Wilton car?
Well, I'm not sure how he got in front.
He ran around the outside of him on the pit entry.
It's awesome
typical
stuff.
farmer.
Yeah.
Straight away, Nick McIndoe will have to get onto that. I just want to keep an eye on those pit stops, James.
They were slick, mate.
Okay, awesome stuff. Back to the McIndoe car now. McIndoe did get in front of Sam Carson. Got Brad Robinson also in front of Sam Carson as well now. Look, they're going to range up, like we sort of alluded to, that Brad might range up on the back of Dave Zero, J-Man.
Yeah, so that's a 1.8 second margin. A 1.8 to Dave Zero for Brad. And we'll watch that for the viewers, and the viewers can see it also on the totem at the moment to see how that progresses. That margin out the front is just crushed a little bit, Davo. Shane and Vic just bridging that gap a little bit up to Ethan Cale. So remembering Ethan Cale is carrying a bit of weight. Shane's the one guy in there that's not. So, and we've heard whispers throughout the season already by round 5 that the Honda isn't the friendliest on its tyres when you put it to the test, especially with a bit of weight.
Yes, that's right. We are starting to hear whispers of that, aren't we, throughout the driver interviews and whatnot. Oh, as we just see Steve Melling slip through on Mike King. Nicely done, Stephen. So the Castrol car moves forward as well. He actually started second last as well, I think, J-Man. So the Castrol car climbing through that field as well, as we see a few of the others. One of them, Aztec.
Yep.
Aztec getting a little bit of clear air at the moment, so boring.
Right, so just looking, Nick McIndoe
Where is...
So Brad Roberts taken a second out of...
Jake must have pitted, has he? He has too.
Yep.
There
so
you go.
Wilton, McDonald, Koza, Snakey and Rolf have all completed their official pit stops.
So you can see it clearly there on the pit board there on the left-hand side of your screen. Viewers, those boys pitted. They're back down in the pack at the moment. This will go quickly, these 35 minutes, J-Man.
Is all over the back, Davo, of Dave Zero already, so that answers your question. Can he go with him?
Brad's got his head down this season, and good to see. We've seen him have a few hiccups throughout some of the other seasons, but Brad definitely with his head down this end of the year, and Dave pushing as always, and Dave with a really good handle on that Audi at the moment. He makes that thing go quick. But Brad, look at him. Dave, man. Jamie.
He's all over him. And
he's all over him.
Jamie Koza is even closer to John McDonald. He wants that spot. He has been all over him. He's basically come out of the pit stop. Obviously Farmer pipping his teammate in the pit stops and actually pulling away.
Now, Jamie, I would say, without a doubt, quicker than the Lexus in that Ferrari. Jamie definitely knows how to pedal that car. John McDonald knows slouch.
Yeah.
But I would expect to see that Ferrari get past the Lexus.
Yeah.
Oh, God, the Lexus has got the punch in a straight line, though.
I tell you,
Jamie well back.
He does. He's got it coming out of that sector. The Ferrari really, really good on the infield. Change of direction. The thing is very settled. Looks real good. Using probably a fair bit more track than JB at this point of time. So Shane is definitely crushing that gap to the front, down to 6.5 tenths, Davo.
Yes,
P1,
nice
P2.
work. Nice. Dave Zero and Brad Robinson at it again. Then look, same corner, down that start finish straight. Brad shows the nose of the BMW once again.
So, you know, what do you say, Davo? Should Brad peel off here and get out from underneath this
Well,
car?
look, what we've seen is that it's clearly the right thing to do is and just get out of the fight. It doesn't look like he's holding him up until only in a couple of parts of the track, but we've seen this. We saw it at Nürburgring and at Suzuka as well. These guys have got to pick their moments. If they're slowing them down, they've got to come in, really. It just makes sense.
Yep. So John McDonald, as you were, Davo, he's still holding his own against Jamie. So that's another good battle that's going to go on for probably the duration of this race. Whether or not he gets him, I'm not sure. I've just seen another car come to pit lane, and I believe that was the Bear Grylls. It was the Bear Grylls car. But that front margin hovering around, I think Brad Robertson just absolutely doing a stellar job of working over Dave Zero.
Yeah, I'm just wondering whether he'll come in, but no.
No.
He stays out. Okay, Ethan Cale. Shane in the Porsche.
I'm just looking at the margin. Yeah, so those boys dropped Nick Mickindo by about 2.5 seconds. So
Yeah.
Nick not able to go with Dave Zero and Brad Robertson at the moment.
We've still got to keep an eye on this John McDonald, Jamie Cozza battle here. Very tight here. Also very tight at the top with Dave Zero and Brad Robinson. There's a few really close battles going on at the moment, J-Man.
Yeah, and those two cars you just mentioned just lapped it 7 tenths of the lap quicker than as Jamie down the inside into that right-hander
Gets it done very nicely and quick as a flash.
Yep,
Let's
well
see if
executed.
we could get a quick look at that. So yeah, nice work. We'll try and get him car on that actually and just see how he sorts it out. Does John leave him the space? He was really hounding him, wasn't he?
He was. It looked like he got a really good run, tucked up under the wing there, and then just made that decisive move just to fire it down the inside. Laid under brakes. John read it, stayed wide.
Doesn't contest it at all.
Didn't even look for a cutback really.
Yeah. Okay.
As we've just seen, who's that? Is that?
So what's going on with Ethan Cale and Shane? They're still fairly tight, but we've got another one back here with
Steve Malik just coming out of the pits. I'm just trying to pick up one of the cars.
Dave Zero and Brad Robinson again down into one. So these boys, and Brad's still not in, which surprises me, J-Man. Probably surprises you a little too, you know, like I know you would have been in by now, wouldn't you, if you were...
Well, I would have, because see, now they've got the issue of Steve Melling's just come out on track. And
yes,
he's obviously got a blue flag. He stepped aside and let those boys go. They got Jake McCullough up the road. Oh, Shane has got. No, he hasn't. No, apologies. No, he's still right there. They've kind of dropped Vic on this battle though.
Okay, so just quickly, we just see Jamie get past John McDonald. Now he's on the back of Steve Wilton.
Yeah, I think he'll make pretty quick work of this, mate. Look for a similar move on Farmer as he did to JB. So we'll see how that.
Which is that? Where is that? That's that little last chicane, isn't it? Before
he did him on the front straight, didn't he? Coming down into one.
No, he did it into that.
Oh no, it was the second infield. Yeah.
Yeah.
So as they come out of here,
so he's just sizing him up.
You can see how much pace that car's got on it.
Oh, the mid-corner attitude of the car is spectacular, actually. It just keeps rotating. just keeps turning. So no issue. So we see a little wriggle from Wilton. Wilton steps aside, lets him pass.
Yeah, it doesn't contest it.
Go back to the Ethan Cale, Shane.
Oh, and it's on.
Battle. And these guys are getting close. Still yet to pit too. So what is the strategy here? Who goes first? The guy behind or the guy in front? There'll be that little mind game going on, won't there, Jamie?
Yeah, well, you know, depending on how long they leave it as well. I know there's a bit of ground to make up because Jamie started from pretty much the back of the field, but just the last lap around, he lapped 3/10 quicker than these two front boys. He is currently the first of your pit stoppers. This is Jamie, so you know the longer these guys go and battle, the better it is for Jamie. He'll work himself up into a good position. Brad Robertson still working over Dave Zero. That's kind of settled down at the moment.
Yeah. I just thought I might have saw Ethan just nick the wall in the back section there.
Oh, Shane got a really good run. That Porsche
And
won't
he
have
has,
enough.
and it looks like he's trying to cover him a little there too. And
oh, is he big on the brakes?
Oh, he can only cover once, and he's
down
all
there.
over Red Rover.
Beautiful
Indeed,
move.
but nice short transition to the next corner here, so he's easily got that. Nice work from Shane.
How much fight does Ethan put up, or does he go and put his the tyres on?
Or does he go in next?
I'd go in.
Yeah.
I've been done for pace on the track right now. I'm going to go and cover off Jamie Koza, Dave Zero, Brad Robertson, and Vic Chan.
And we talked about the tyres on the Honda, didn't we? When they were, when they were really asked of it, they don't seem to last. And just looking at the in-car here now from Ethan, it does look like he's working for it.
Yep.
So does he go in? It's just up the road here a little bit.
Stay with it. See what he does.
Yeah, so nice work from the boys. Very quick stuff. They range up on a back marker there.
Ooh, who was that?
Back marker.
It was Kenny
out of the
Simpson.
way. I think that was Kenny Simpson. Here we go. Ethan into the pits. Oh, and just into the pits. Like I said, I did think that car looked very nice on that rubber at the moment. So, woo. Ethan Cale in the pits.
Yeah, gets it down to that sub 50. Nice actually entry. He pushed it right to the limit, but safe. Just watching him on the jacks here.
You keep an eye on that. Brad Robinson and Dave Zero, funny enough, still at it. Dave Zero and Brad Robinson still yet to pit. Go figure. So these guys, no one letting up on this little fight here.
It did look like a pretty good stop, actually, from Ethan. I'm just watching
nice. Yep.
Jamie coming around here. I just want to see how close he is. I don't think there's too much in it. No, Ethan comfortable. Oh, hang on a sec.
He's got a long way to go.
He has.
Who's that going past there? He's out. He's got a clear track behind him, relatively clear track by the looks of it, so nice work.
Just had to get rid of the dose of sneezes there. Okay, so Ethan Cale, Jamie Koza.
And back to the Dave Zero, Brad Robertson. Brad Robertson actually looks like he's got a little tad more aggressive. And really starting to shadow Dave Zero's mirrors. Pushing, just looking for that little mistake.
Good run off there too, Dave.
Oh, unbelievable. So, like we mentioned Brad with his head down this season and doing well, but look, he is trying to chase down Dave Zero and get past Dave Zero. Dave Zero, we've already mentioned, he's got that Audi wound up and locked down, so that's a hard pass to make.
Yeah, it is, and I'm just looking up the road a bit further, and Shane looking to just, I'm watching, he did a 36.5 last lap around, and just wanting to see, you know, like, is his tyres in a good way? Clearly, we talked about the Honda's tyre wear, and this, we know how the Porsche squats down off the corners, and it probably looks after its rear tyres pretty well.
No doubt, yeah.
It'd be interesting to see how long he runs here. There's still 7 minutes to go before he has to come in. This may be his opportunity to go and make some margin. Look for a good overcut on what is already a first place. Quite possibly.
As we see, I think that's Ash Rediger in the pits at the moment.
Yep.
I think Damien Jones is actually in the pits at the moment as these boys just continue to circulate. Dave Zero, Brad Robinson battle. As we view, that is Brad Robinson in the pits, finally.
And Ashley,
someone breaks.
Stop go 30 seconds.
Nice.
His efforts in the pit stop too, Davo.
Unfortunate for Ashley, but yes, finally Brad Robinson makes the move.
I think it's 3 or 4 laps too late, mate.
Oh, I think it's bloody 10 laps too late.
Yeah. Shuts it down. What's a stoplight? It's slow. It's not a good stop.
Slow. It's very slow, actually, isn't it, J-Man?
Nah, it wasn't good.
This is going to be interesting as we see Aztec run across the line. Aztec, another that hasn't pitted, so Aztec, Shane and Dave Zero, the only cars not to have pitted. We're going to see these guys come in pretty quickly. They've got 5 minutes, and we've seen, like, already this season where someone's left the run too late and missed it by, oh, mate, it was only seconds, wasn't it, mate? And that's not a mistake you want to make.
I'll tell you what, Vic Chan is having a hard time getting past Sam Carson here. So Vic's pit stop can't have been great because he's currently P10 and he's got a lot of guys up the road in front of him. So he is looking like he's going to do a move down here into one on Sam. But I think that's cost him.
It's probably as Shane goes across for another lap.
Dave Zero
we've got Dave Zero in though, J-Man. And who's in front of him there, actually? That must be Aztec, is it? No? Who's in front of him? Oh, it's probably Ashley Rediger. Actually, just doing his stop go, yep.
Remembering...
So we'll just keep an eye on Dave's stop here. Now, this is critical for Dave.
Yeah, well, Brad had
a shocker. Yeah.
Yep.
Looks like Dave skidded forward there a little bit, but he's off the jack quickly. Surely he's going to get Bradley easily.
No problem.
Get up at the heli camby choppy thing. Yeah, we'll get back. Find Brad Robinson. He's coming out onto the straight now. Oh, it's a long pit straight at this speed, isn't it, mate?
Oh, yes. Oh, it's not. Well, it's going to be close.
It is going to be close, yeah. What's this?
Oh, it's going to be super tight, isn't it?
Here we go.
Dave Zero gets rounded up by Jamie Kosa, so that was a great stint. We knew he'd be playing into that battle.
It was sort of on the cards though, with the pace of Jamie throughout the race. But keeps Brad well back. Well, Brad's really suffered from his pit stop there, hasn't he, J-Man?
Well, you know, if he's going to get a wriggle on because he's got Steve Wilton and John McDonald behind him.
Yeah, and they won't hold back either. So look, Dave no doubt will have his head down. He's got a back marker in front of him there just to to wrap up. But that is the field, I think. Oh, hang on.
Shane with a good looking stop.
Shane in the pits. Only got a little over 2.5 minutes to go. Got a look at Jamie's exit here. See where he pokes out. He's going to have made good ground here, J-Man.
I think so.
Here we go. He'll be on the button now. So there goes one of the Hondas.
I think Ethan's got it.
That was Ethan through, yes?
Yeah, he got it back.
Okay, well, there you go. Who would have thunk?
And Shane got a drive through, mate. That's a shocker.
Oh, no. That's big.
It's pretty big on the scale of it, mate. Guys like John McDonald and...
oh, that's big. Ashley Rediger still hasn't done his stop-go 30 either, so J-Man, what do you make of that, mate?
Oh, well, it's with those 1%ers, so clearly just... I didn't see Shane's entry, but he's obviously just that little bit quick on the entry, and he's copped probably the most least severe of the penalties that race control will give you on a pit infringement. You know, we've seen stop-go 30s as we see with Ash, and, you know, so he's obviously only just pushed the tolerances there, but it's enough that, you know, that's going to see him fall a long, long way down.
Oh, tough stuff. Aztec now in as we wind down. This is the final pit stop. He's mate, he left it. He had a minute.
I'm telling you now, that was close to speeding on the line. I've called it before. That was really close.
So yeah, final car in. He's not in for the top end of the field. You just see. So Shane already in.
Good stop
doing his
from
drive
Aztec.
through.
Yep.
Awesome stop from Aztec.
How far does that drop Shane?
Let's just mate. That's tough.
That's a big hit.
That's a big hit for Shane. Not only for this round, but for his for the points. So Aztec's still rolling. Where's Dave Zero? Come on.
Like Shane might drop as far as he may drop as far as 11th or 12th here.
Just going to watch him come out here, make sure he's cleared it. He has cleared it. Awesome work.
Yep.
Tough gig, Shane.
And he's...
So we've got Ethan in 1. Jamie in 2. Jamie in 2. Crazy.
From the back of the grid.
From the back of the field. Dave 0 in 3. Go, Dave. Mate, he's raced a fantastic race tonight.
Yeah, how does Nerve with Brad behind him?
Oh, and yeah, well, as is Brad. Brad, fantastic race tonight in 4th. We still got about 5 minutes to go. Steve Wilton in 5th, John McDonald in 6th. Why those two in that position, I don't know. Vic Chan in 7th.
They're there because of Farmer's bloody entry to pit lane. Absolutely caught the
sneaky
the
little,
teammate
little pit entry there.
napping.
Vic Chan in 7th, Sam Carlson in 8th. Aztec in 9th, hasn't done too bad. Another one from the back of the pack. Nick McIntyre in the Milo car.
Right on the back of Aztec.
Yeah, nice work from Nick. Running at the top 10, so mate, what a fantastic race. A lot of stuff going on in the pits tonight.
Yeah. Big shout out to Lucas Saar tonight, currently running P11. He's an AM and he has got 2 pros behind him.
Yeah.
and 4 pro-ams. So he's doing an absolute stunning job at this point with 4 minutes to go.
Yeah.
Standout drive from Lucas.
Absolutely. No slouch, mate. You've got to be up on your game and pointing the right direction, J-Man. at the end of the race to get those sort of gains, and he is doing exactly that. We'll just have a quick look at Steve Mellon, got Bear Grylls, Mike King, Bobby Laycock in 18th, Brennan Rolfe in 19th, Ashley Bettiger in the pit, Damien Jones in the pit, and Kenny Simpson out. So back up the pointy end, and it is Jamie and Ethan Cale, 1, 2, Dave 0 and 3.
Jamie's got enough pace here with 3 minutes to go. Looking at that last lap time, he's got a 2.3 second difference. He ran 1.4 seconds faster in the last lap. So if he does that again, you better believe that on the last lap he's going to be right on the tail of Ethan Cale here. And Ethan will know it. That Honda wouldn't have changed its tyres. It is carrying weight. And we all know what happens in the last 3 minutes here at Asrnz.
It ramps up.
Just watching the gap.
So my timing splits have gone a little bit sideways, so we're just searching around for the battles at the moment.
Oh, Farmer off.
Pushing too hard.
Yeah, just really close the gap up from him to his teammate. John, the current leader of the championship, I'll take, excuse me, he'll want to get this position up to 5th. Has had a solid result of 4th and 5th all season long. Hasn't made a podium yet.
No, not at all. And yeah, those guys actually running pretty close for the last couple of laps. John slowly just sort of reeling him in, but yeah, made a little bit of a gain there with J-Man's call on a little bit of a slip from Farmer, but yeah.
But that margin down from 2.3 to 1.4 at the front.
I think there'll be team orders here with the Lexus crew, the BC crew. So as we wind down, just over a minute to go.
There'll be this one and one more. Dave, have a look.
Oh, yes, definitely. As Ethan Cale leads again, still a minute to go. Jamie, hot in pursuit in the bright green Ferrari.
Oh, he's pushing hard. This is going to go under a second, this gap here, very shortly. Next sector, it'll be under a second.
Yeah, definitely got a lot of coverage already this season. The 551 Ferrari of...
There you go, 0.6 is the official gap now, David.
Jamie goes so yeah, nice work from these two boys. And Dave 0 in 3, super clean air. He will want to keep his head down.
I feel a move coming here.
Not make a mistake. Not far behind is Brad Robert. But,
they only have 10 seconds, Dave.
They do.
And then they cross the line, so this is the last lap. They've just started now.
This will be the last lap. With the two boys behind in very clean air. Let's just see if Jamie's got anything in the tank.
I reckon it's the back sector. Where he's got his best opportunity. I mean, he's close now. He's under half a second. Very, very strong through this infield, this Ferrari.
Yeah, nice. Just keeps rotating.
Good drive off of that right-hander.
Doesn't look like it works too hard for its turn in at all, the Ferrari. Runs off the corner nicely, unlike the Honda, which looks like it gets a little bit snippy on the exits.
This is going to go down on the wire. He's trying to set him up here.
Yeah, the gap's a little bit long though still for the Ferrari. I'd be surprised if he gets it in there.
Yeah, he was a little closer here last time, but he'd be strong here under brakes. And this is where he's good. If he can get himself close enough here and then come out of this right-hander, get up underneath him.
Jamie still pushes to
Gonna
the
be
end.
all she wrote, mate. A great drive from Ethan Cale. Sees him withstand the fight from Jamie Kosa to take P1.
Nice work, boys.
P2 Jamie, Dave Zero, rounding up at the banking for a well-deserved podium, P3. So, Dave, this is the bounce back that he was looking for after last week.
Brad Robertson just right there behind him. Steve Wilton in 5th, keeping his team out. John McDonald in 6th. Vic Chan in 7th. Sam Carson coming to.
Just rounding up B-Dog. Nick Mickindo bringing it home in 9th.
Nicely done. Shane in the 556 Porsche. The number 556 Porsche.
After the drive-through.
After a drive-through. Terrible
P10.
race for him.
Vaughan Martin, welcome back. He had a bit of a shocker last week. Not sure what happened. But, yeah, P11, great job. Lucas Saar, standout drive for me. For P12, for Lucas Saar in the AM class, is just absolutely outstanding. Jake McKellar from the back of the grid takes P13. Steve Melling, current P2 in the Pro-Am series, takes 14. Bear Grylls coming round P15. Not sure what's going on here with Aztec. I think we've seen him do this earlier on the season where he rolls out of it to stay out of the points. Probably get more credit if he actually carried on.
Mike King in 17th.
Yep. Well, now 16th, I think. He's just taken
And
Aztec.
Bobby Laycock and the rest of the boys in the pits, J-Man.
Yeah, that was a fantastic race. So big congratulations to those top 3. And I won't muck around because we haven't got a lot of time. So I will go and grab our very own Dave Zero down. Dave? Oh, this will be tricky.
User was moved to your
Okay.
channel.
Dave Zero, you got us on comms?
Yes, I'm here.
Mate, that's the bounce back you needed after last week. How was that?
Well, yeah, I needed a clean race, and this was a very clean race. I missed my braking point, and I lost about 2 seconds, but luckily no track cuts. Start, as always, I was really strong, but I didn't want to get in trouble. So I just thought I don't have the pace to stay with them anyway. There's no point passing them at turn 1.
Yep.
And I tried to slot behind. Then Robertson, man, he's fast. It's very fast.
He's
I
quick.
was-
He's quick this season.
It's very quick, and a good chance for him to win his category because it's so fast. And I had a very nice pit stop, and then some fortunate event happened, and I gained a couple of positions. I mean, when Jamie Koser passed me in the Ferrari, there was nothing to do. I was a bit slowed down by a back marker, but still, even if I would have been on tour, that would have lasted half lap maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think you did it on track, and then you also, what we saw from up here is we saw that Brad had a bit of a snaggy stop, and yours was particularly
Yeah.
clean. So,
Very
Yeah.
quick stop from you.
look,
I
that
had
was
a
a
perfect stop.
fantastic effort, Dave Zero. I'm going to leave it there because we've got a couple more to get
Cool,
through, but you
yes.
enjoy that podium. That your brother was
Yep.
watching, so he would have enjoyed that one.
Cheers.
Awesome, mate. Talk
Thank
to
you, guys.
soon.
Yeah, congrats.
User was
Well, that
moved
was a
out of your
great,
Yeah,
great drive
Dave
from
Zero.
Dave Zero.
Dave Zero, nice work, actually. Yeah, like he's just said, needed a clean start, needed a clean race, smashed it, mate. And look, there's the results for it. Who we got next, J-Man?
So we
User
shall
was
welcome
moved
to the
your
box,
channel.
Jamie. Jamie, you got us on comms?
Hi guys, yes I do.
Mate, what a stunning drive. We watched that right to the back end, and that was real close. Probably closer on the second to last lap than the last one. But, mate, to start with, tell us what happened in quali there. We just, didn't see you where we normally see you.
Yeah, just didn't get a lap in with a short amount of time, and I misjudged it. I thought I might get one lap in with a bit of clean air, but came up a couple of seconds short.
Yeah, nice. And, so to do that P2 from the back of the grid effectively is just a stunning job. And you got a lot of pace, mate. From up here, it looked like, do you think the Ferrari held onto its tyres a little bit better than the Honda at the back end of that race?
Yeah, it did. And I was expecting that as well. So I was hoping to use it to my advantage. I was a bit further up the front. But thankfully it helped me kind of get through the field a bit. And yeah, it was a pretty good race. So a couple of good little battles, but I think a couple of guys definitely let me go through, and not necessary, but very much appreciated.
Yeah, and but look, equally so, mate. There was a couple of moves that we saw you put on through that second chicane sector, like the deep, like good, effective move under brakes under John McDonald in the Marmite car was a beautiful pass, and then we saw you just sizing guys up. That thing's so good under brakes, and then really good on the change of direction. So a better qualifying this next one. We could probably expect you to go one better. You think?
Hopefully, yeah, and hopefully a race with no damage as well. I picked up about 10 or 12 seconds, so that really hampered me down the straight, which made it impossible for me to pass. Particularly the Lexuses, they just pulled away, even though I was tucked right up under the rear wing. So,
okay,
yeah,
we did see that.
Yeah, and I did see a little bit of carbon fibre showing on the front splitter there about mid-race, so I figured something must have happened. Not sure whether Dave-O called that maybe you'd rub the wall, or maybe that was Ethan rubbed the wall as well. I'm not sure, but
yeah, I think it was one of the Hondas, maybe. But
yeah, stunning job, to come back from that, and you had a great pit stop as well, and obviously Shane, unfortunately, must have copped a drive through, and that played him out of any part of that battle because he had a bit of pace early on as well.
Yeah, it looked like I came out right behind him. So, yeah, I was surprised to see he got a drive through. So bad luck for him. But I also need to congratulate Ethan again, finishing a few tenths behind him for the second race in a row. So he did a good job there.
Yep, 100%. Oh,
nice
you enjoy
work,
it, mate. And yeah, look forward to seeing what you got to deliver this next one. And yeah, hopefully you get a bit of quali run, eh?
Yeah, thanks. Cheers, guys.
Thanks, Jamie.
User
There
was
you
moved
go.
out of
So
your
that's
channel.
that. And we are looking for Mr. HSV12, Ethan Kale.
User was moved
Ethan,
to
you
your
got
channel.
comms on us? You got a copy on us there, Ethan? No, I think this is the second time this has happened. Either that, oh no, last
Hello,
time
there
he
we
was looking
go.
he was looking for a push to talk button. Yeah, how are you, mate? Absolutely, yeah, awesome quali, and then an awesome race. Withstood the pressure of Jamie at the back end, mate.
Yeah, that was nuts. I was doing the math in my head with about 5 laps to go. Luckily, he's catching me about a second and a half a lap. We're going to cross the line with about 15 seconds to go. We're going to have to do another lap. He's going to be up my bum, which he was. Yeah, I'd say I was really lucky to even be talking to you in first spot tonight.
Yeah, hey, look, even so one thing that surprised me out there, obviously, there's been a little bit of talk from you guys throughout the season already, five rounds in, that, the Honda, clearly a fast car, but maybe not hang on to its tyres as well as maybe the Porsche and the Ferrari at the back end, and we probably saw a little bit of that, but you had a great pit stop. At that point, you were really battling with Shane at that point. Obviously, Shane got a drive through, but I think you'd done the job anyway, so... yeah, great pit stop, great race pace, and your live assessment of the times is pretty accurate, mate. My counting was 10 seconds at the line, and he was making about 1.4 seconds the last 3 laps. So, yeah, great spotting from the cockpit.
Yeah, I was just doing it because I know he's been fast all week, and it was pretty devastating he didn't get a lap because he probably would have won the race by an hour. If he gets a lap in this next one, he's going to fly, but... it looked like I had Shane out the pits, but yeah, I think he was a bit eager to hop off the pit limiter to try and, keep that gap minimal. But yeah, pretty bummed for him, to be honest, because he was on fire.
Yeah, hey, look, it's one of those things we often reference, the 1%ers, and it's those 1%ers, you can make a little bit, but, if you don't, you can lose a lot. And, that took a hit. I'm not sure what happened to Vic in that one. I thought Vic was a lot further up early in the piece. So
changed tyres. He wasn't expecting me to come in front of him, so he was too focused on not hitting me and making sure he came out in front of me, and he forgot to untick the tyres. So we've already had a little chat about that, and hopefully that doesn't happen next race.
Yeah, nice work, mate. But hey, well, congratulations on the win. And yeah, like you said, I think if Jamie gets a going, you'll have a bit of a harder fight this one. You clearly got pace in the opening part of the sectors, but be interesting for us to see how that plays out going forward, mate. But hey, well done. You've got to enjoy that when you get them, and that'll do your championship a world of favours.
Yeah, we'll take it as they come. Hopefully the Honda's not too bad in this next one, but that's all right. Hopefully I'm chatting to you afterwards.
Awesome, mate. Looking forward to it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, mate.
Nice work.
User was
So there you
moved out of
go.
your
That must
channel.
be our cue. Must be time. Just enough time to go to the fridge, Davo, is it?
Awesome work, J-Man. Yes, we will be back in a second for the race to round 5 Asrnz GT3 series from Indianapolis, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, everybody, to the official coverage of Round 5 Asrnz's 2022 GT3 Series at Indianapolis tonight. This is race 2. I'm Davo, and this is J-Man. How you doing, bro?
Good, mate. Yeah, no, got my refreshments and ready for this one. Got my eyes firmly focused on the 551 car of Jamie Kosa to see if he can actually get a lap this time.
Oh, yes, definitely. Yeah, because a couple of the boys starting from the back of the pack the last race and doing fantastic work, to be honest. J-Man, incredible, actually.
Yeah, phenomenal laps by these boys. So, couple
For
of team
sure.
orders there by the look of it. That was just the car of, I think it might have been Vic Chan. Might have been Vic. It was Vic letting Jamie go. So, obviously, yeah, like why I'm focused there for the viewers that may have just been tuning in, missed race 1 is
Yep.
Jamie, one of those guys Davo was just mentioning, came from the back of the grid to go P2. And clearly, if he had started out the front, I think there would have been a lot of hard work to hold him back, because that Ferrari
Sure.
has got all sorts of pace here tonight.
It does. Just bear with me, viewers. I'm just having a couple of techie bits.
Good, mate. Be good. Yeah, so, as we were in the previous one, we've got a 6-minute open qualifying here. Already nearly half of that gone. 3.5 minutes to go. Guys, probably looking for 2 to 3 laps here to get this qualifying session done. And other than the likes of Jamie Kosa and Jake McKellar and co that, started off the back and moved their way forward, qualifying as per anywhere is critical. We saw the likes of Ethan, Vic, Dave Zero, all doing really well off the back of a strong qualifying the last one. So, yeah, be interesting to see. I'm just picking up. Okay, so he is on a hot lap now. I'll be interested to see what this Delta comes up as.
Yes, definitely have a technical issue, ladies and gentlemen. I'll let J-Man carry on as we just rectify that.
Yep, no drama. Yeah, so just watching Jamie coming around as he's about to finish the final chicane and then look for a really tidy run out through the right-hand bank corner onto the front straight. Delta's looking good. Optimum track, expect to see a mid-35 here as he comes through. John McDonald currently on a 36.6. Jamie Kosa going for a 35.092. So that is just rapid. Ethan Kale very, very close
Next
to
level
on a
stuff, isn't it?
35.292.
Hey, really, J-Man.
That bumps John down to 5th at a 1.5 seconds off the pace. Vic Chan a second down, carrying
Yep.
those 30 kegs.
Oh, yeah, as well.
But not to mention that Jamie up there has got 25 kilos.
Yeah.
Ethan Kale has 30, and Vic Chan has 20. So Dave Zero putting it on the second row again already. So Dave Zero already up to P3 in this qualifying session with only 1:08 to go and better laps to come, I'm sure, as we look to see the Deltas improving as we speak. Dave Zero, good 2 to 3 tenths up on his own time. That would see him drop into the 35 bracket, but he needs a good 8 tenths to get on the front row. Vic Chan, he's only a 10th behind Zero. He's got a 10th up his sleeve. John McDonald kind of just mirroring his own time at the moment. Sam Carson 3 tenths up on a 36 8 would look to improve up to about P5 if he finishes his lap off with no improvement in front of him. So,
some tight qualifying here, and I would expect so after
Steve Melling well up. He's going to move up here. He does. He moves up in front of Sam Carson up to P7 with a 36.7. So Sam Carson looking to improve. Can he do better? Brad Robertson on an improved lap. But he needs more, and he's not going to get much more because this is his last lap. How far does he go? He moves up just in front of Steve Wilton, just behind John McDonald into P6. That'll be all she wrote for him.
Sam Carson into 5th.
Jamie Kosa on a 34.985. First 34 of the night, viewers.
Next level, J-Man. That is just epic time.
John McDonald on a better lap, currently holding 3 tenths. If he can hold this, 4 tenths, heading towards 4.5 tenths. If he can hold it through this final sector, 6.5 tenths.
Tidy start.
This will move him up.
Keeping it clean.
This will move him up. It might only move him up one in front of Sam.
And awesome work from Sam, actually, to put that car, the McLaren, in 5th.
100%.
Oh,
And it does. It moves him up.
just, yeah, it is 4 tenths, but look, it's only one position and they're hard to get.
Very, very hard to get. Steve Melling still on a lap. He improves. Steve Wilton improves. P6. Steve Melling. Okay, so we'll round out your qualifying there because I think that's about all she wrote.
I think that's it, mate.
So Jamie Kosa, as we expected, we said in the back end of that, if he got a lap together, he'd be hard to beat.
It was on the cards, wasn't it?
34.9. He does the job by nearly 3 tenths over Ethan Cale, Dave Zero, another standout qualifying on a 35.6. Vic Chan, John McDonald, Steve Wilton, Sam Carson, Brad Robertson, Steve Melling, and Vaughan Martin round out the 10. Lucas Saar with another outstanding qualifying. That's your AM class guy sitting up there in P11.
Yep.
Ahead of Shane.
Yep.
Shane not getting the best of laps at a 37.6. He's better than that.
And Sam Carson, mate, the new guy.
Yep.
In 7th, you know, like that's quick. He's up in the look at where he's sitting, in between, you know, the likes of John McDonald, Steve Wilton, Brad Robinson, and Steve Melling. I might, you know, like.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Ashley Vertiger, Jake McKellar, and Aztec all sitting out qualifying again, just out of respect to the championship contenders.
Yeah, nice work, guys. Actually,
do off the back of the grid.
Yeah, awesome work, and and it makes for a great race for these boys, and obviously some of the backbarkers that these guys are driving with. You know, like just having those battles, and you know, and having a good fun race. So yeah, all kudos, all round. It's a good thing, win-win. J-Man, way different qualifying to R1 or Q1 for race 1. Yeah, this looks like it's going to be a completely different race, my friend.
Yeah, and on that note, I'm just going to grab Jamie just quickly and just congratulate him on that P1 and Q2. Jamie, you got a comms on us?
Yes, I do.
Congratulations, mate. That's what we were expecting after that little post-race conversation. I'm not going to upset you too much as you go out for your formation lap, but you've got to be happy with the 34.9.
Yeah, good to bank it in there, and so good to start from first for once.
Yeah, no, great effort, mate. I did watch you at the start of that Q session and saw you got out nice and early and banked one, and the banker was a great lap, and then to back it up was impressive. So, hey, all the best for this race start. It's up to your control here, mate, and we'll watch with interest.
Thanks very much, guys.
Cheers, mate.
User was moved out.
Yeah,
of the
so
Jamie, because
yep.
So as the boys nervously wait on the grid, they will be making sure all those boxes are ticked. Those 1%ers are locked in. And that everything will be going through their head now, especially a couple of these boys up the pointy end racing for championship lead at the moment, J-Man. Wow. This is going to be a cracker, I think, this second race, my friend. Let's just see. We've got about 35 seconds to go before they start their formation lap.
And yeah, I'll be interested to see how much fight Ethan puts up here at the start of this one, Davo. Knowing how much pace that Ferrari's got, does he just tuck in and try and protect second? Because I don't know that Dave Zero's got that final last couple of tenths to go with them at race pace, but he wasn't far off. And is Dave Zero's focus now holding back Vic Chan and John McDonald? Because I tell you, watching through the break as I went and got my refreshments, one thing I picked up on tonight is there wasn't a lot of cars in that 13-minute intermission going out and doing laps. I only saw John McDonald out of our front runners going out and cutting laps, and the only other guy I think I saw was, I think Mike King went out, did a little bit of pracky, but the majority of the field stayed back, just took a breather.
So clearly some think they've got more to give. Is that what you're saying, Jay?
I think maybe, is it telling me that the guys are pretty happy with their setup? And I think John McDonald, the guy that was potentially going out there making a couple of wholesale changes to see if he could grab a bit more, because he outright, you know, he got pipped in the pits by Farmer, but after that he ran with him a bit, but then he didn't, you know, at the back end of it, he didn't have the pace to pass Farmer. So was JB looking for a few set-up changes to try and make that car a little bit better?
Yeah, quite possibly. You'd think these guys would be sharing their setups. I know they don't drive quite the same, because we do know them. Their setup, their driving style's a little bit different, but yeah, just yes, these are the things that go through the boy's head as Dave Zero again, you know, like now sitting there in third position, not fourth, and just wondering whether he can either defend or take on the boys in front of him, defend what's behind him. Lucas Saar, like we mentioned, great qualifying as well, and Sam Carson now smack bang in the middle of the top end of the mid pack, and mate, there's a big lesson there to be learnt, J-Man.
Yeah, and so look, I'm just going through, you know, like what the guys obviously are doing at this point of time, leading into the start of this race on this formation lap. It's a full lap, you know. The guys aren't going very quick, and one thing that you know, up here we can watch is, you know, I'm watching the amount of brake work that's been applied by Jamie and Ethan especially. It's a lot more brake work.
Get that temp working
than the likes of Day Zero have been applying. So Dave, really good at the start of the races. He mentioned, you know, he's pretty good under brakes.
Definitely.
But, I expect those two cars in front carrying a lot more tyre temp coming into the start of this one. And Jamie slows it right down, mate. I mean,
yeah. And now Dave lagged actually a little bit behind in the first start. He looks like he's got a really good position there now.
Jamie has got this thing back right up, mate.
Yeah,
he is
John
going
McDonald.
slow.
This is awesome. Very nice, tidy stuff. We're gonna go green any second for race 2, round 5, Indianapolis, ladies and gentlemen.
Ooh,
let's go racing. Look at Farmer outside of John McDonald.
Dave Zero got a
Dave Zero in between Jamie and Ethan.
Is he gonna take this?
He's gonna give it a good hard crack. J-Man, and he's got it. My God.
Good work.
Look,
Daniel will be loving this.
We've got Steve Wilton in front of McDonald, just in behind.
What time was that?
Oh, this is all crazy stuff.
It is tight. It is tight.
Look how tight this stuff is at the top.
Good stuff. Brilliant start from Dave Zero. Catches Jamie. Jamie opting for a really slow start procedure. And I think that's played into Dave
caught him
Zero's.
out there a little bit,
I think it's played into Dave's favour. As we see John McDonald covering Brad Robertson already. Very shallow down into the left-hander.
Yeah, crazy stuff. First lap.
Dave Zero will be relishing this moment here, leading this race, leading these super fast guys around this iconic racetrack.
Yeah, no, good to the race. Nice and clean. Dave Zero taking it to the boys, the quick guys, and we just talked about this, you know, like, can he stay with him? Can he take it to him, or does he got to defend against that pack behind him? And look what he's done, J-Man. He's just taken off. And he's dominated it, hasn't he? But can he keep it together?
Well, he needs to be eyes forward, mate. Eyes forward.
He does.
As we see Farmer having a look. Farmer really strong at the start of this race.
Who's that on?
It was on Vic Chan.
On Vic. Yep. With his wingman, John McDonald behind. And Vaughan Martin in another BMW with, Vaughan's actually got past Brad Robertson by the looks of it.
He has.
There's something there. Jay.
Yep. Yeah.
And Steve Melling and Knott and Shane in the Porsche rounding out the top 10. Got a couple other big names there. Damian Jones behind Bear Grylls. Lucas actually dropped back a little bit there, J-Man, in 13th position.
Sam Carson a long way back, so something happened to Sam.
Yeah, so Sam qualified in 5th, I think, so he's pulled way back. So a couple of little misses there from the camera boys, but we'll move back up with Dave Zero, and these these guys, they don't let up.
Hey, mate, he's
on the money.
He's still leading, mate. He's still leading. We're on lap. Yeah, we're heading towards lap 2. So great job from Dave Zero. A little bit of a wiggle coming out of there. Jamie will be watching that.
Yeah, like I've said for the last few rounds, he's just hit the ground running with this Audi in the GT3 series. He well hooked up in the AMS2 stuff. You know, post season. And this is epic. Look at it.
He's so good on the brakes into one.
Awesome stuff. Nice work. I'm sure his brother's watching.
He is. He's commenting. He is commenting.
Biting his nails as we see Shane starting to range up on the back of Steve Melling. Steve Melling's got nowhere to go. Steve Melling wide.
Very wide.
Let's the
incredibly
Porsche go.
Wide.
Unfortunate there for Steve. Ethan Kale with Big Chan. 2 Hondas.
And
they battle it out.
Jamie really close.
As Jamie just continues to apply the blowtorch to the back of Dave, but still got a respectable amount of car distance between the two. Good thing, J-Man. They just look like Jamie's not right on his tailpipe, is he?
Well, I don't, like Jamie will know if he's released, he's got pace. We know, they're currently running 36.3s. We know he can run the 35s in race. He's just going to sit. He's going to look for an opportunity, heaps of pressure, see if he can get in Dave's mirrors a fair bit, and then see what happens. But just a big slide there from
Jamie knows Jamie knows where that throws quick and dominant. So. Here we just, like I said, sizing up Dave's lap. We've got Ethan Kale and Vic Chan. Look at this.
Shane ranging up on the back of Vaughan now.
And who's that just behind that? Is Steve Button and John McDonald too before Brad Robertson and Vaughan Martin.
Yep.
So, yes, very tight in the top 10, the whole top 10 there, J-Man. Pretty close.
Completely different lines there, just looking. Jamie opts for the wide entry to cut back. Dave opting for the traditional, narrower line and
Narrow
protect,
in, narrow out. Yeah.
yeah, protect the middle of the corner.
Yeah. Yeah. As we just duck back to Brendan Rolfe, Sam Carson, Jake Keller, Aztec, Ashley Vediger.
Oh, something's going on there. It was pretty willing.
And these boys are at it. It's like a whole bunch of Aston Martins. And a couple of McLarens thrown in. Actually, I shouldn't say that because I know Jake's in an Audi.
I tell you what,
Lucas
it's bunching up at the front because
I'm sure it is.
it's Ethan Cale now is actually. Oh, they peeled off. They don't want any part of Ethan Cale and Vic Chan have gotten out of there looking for an
out of
undercut.
there. See, and they just both went off together.
Yeah. Smart play. Smart play.
Yeah, it was getting pretty hectic. And they do have guys in tow. We're still only just in the opening minutes of the race, really.
Yep, Shane
J-Man.
went with those guys
So,
as well, mate.
Yeah, we've got the likes of Steve Wilton and John McDonald and Brad Robinson and Vaughan Martin all backing up behind that battle.
Yeah,
So, yeah, those guys are very smart to get out very quickly. How are their pit stops, J-Man? Did you keep an eye on that?
Yeah, pretty tidy, mate. Very, very tidy.
Nice.
Yeah, both came in. Linus doing both out equally the same.
Correct. Yep.
Shane tailing them a little bit, but he came in a little bit later. So, they were very, very clean. So, the guys in front be looking for really, really clean stops to be able to challenge them because those guys are going to come out this early in the piece in a lot of clean air and get to use their pace.
Yeah.
So, for me, Jamie's got to pull out of here. He's got to get out. He's got to pit.
Who? Jamie's.
Jamie
next one
has
to
to
go.
pit.
He's got to go.
And even if he does now, he'll still be vulnerable to Ethan and Vic.
Yeah, because he left it one more lap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, yeah, when it's this tight, the strategy is definitely.
And then we got I keep going back to it. We got the Wilton and McDonald car. Did they pitted together last time? Do they pit together this time? Especially after the little. Oh, who's that in? Dave Zero in.
Dave Zero in. I'm surprised.
Oh, there you go.
Is he covering off Ethan? He's covering off Ethan and Vic. Sam Carson
Let's watch this pit stop.
Yeah. Nowhere near as quick as the other two. Nowhere near.
John McDonald with Brad Robinson all up
And
the
his
back.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's John maybe not happy. We talked about whether he made a couple of quickie changes in between races. Do you think he's happy at the moment? Doesn't look like it, J-Man. Steve Wilton, or is he just covering? He does a pretty good job of covering, doesn't he?
I'm looking at the 552 and the 555, and they are going to comfortably round up Dave Zero, easily.
Yeah, you would think so. I just thought Jamie was just sitting in there nicely.
Oh, not that easy. It's close, side by side. Side by side with Vic. They do get him, though. They do get him. That was close, Davo. Side by side at the apex.
Okay, we might just have a quick look at that.
He copy. Brad Robinson is he wants to go forward, doesn't he, Davo?
Yeah, and it's got the skills to do it at the moment. Dave Zero, as we just pick up the replay out. Is that what we're looking at?
Yeah, mate, that's what you got. You got him looking, Ethan clearly gets the job done, but he's side by side with Vic Chan through the apex of this corner.
Yep.
That shot not quite getting it, but
no.
It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, so Jamie, I would expect Jamie just to go out now and just run long. Do the biggest overcut you can, given the fact that he just ran a 35.4, and you've got the likes of Ethan Cowell still on an out lap. So their laps were 2:02s respectively, their pit stop laps.
Yep.
So I think Jamie's just going to go out and run clean air, get that thing into the zone where it needs to be, and do a big overcut. And you know, if he can run the pace that he's got, expect to see him come out with a good 3-4 second margin after the pit stops,
Yeah,
if he
for
runs
sure,
long.
For sure. Yep. One to be watched, J-Man. Good analogy. I think we got a pretty good handle on what is possible here.
Vaughan Martin with a strong showing at this point of time. Got Steve Melling behind him now. Bear Grylls having a good run with bloody Lucas Saar and Damien Jones as he just runs it too deep, takes out the bollard into turn. Oh, it's the final chicane. He got that all wrong. It was polystyrene everywhere.
Who's that?
John McDonald goes to pits, gets out of that battle with Brad Robertson and Steve Wilton. It was Bear Grylls. Just got that final chicane wrong and just a bit deep under the brakes. So Jamie Kosa last lap round plays a 36.0, and the two cars he's racing, which is Ethan Kale and Vic Chan, a 36.1 and a 37.0. So still a 10th up on those boys. So, you know, as we look at it now, he's still making time on them. So, you know, barring a horrible pit stop, you know, oh, Mike King in the wall in the background, sorry. I just picked up the Marlboro car in the wall. And I think he's either just letting everyone go or he's going to retire that car. He's not sure. No, retired that car. So by my counting, John McDonald, waiting for my leaderboard to sort itself out, is tucked up hard behind Shane, and that is for, okay, so Ethan and Vic got him, Dave Zero's got him. Sam Carson exiting the pits. Jamie Kosa running round the last lap for a 35.1, Davo. That is your fastest lap of the race. So we talked about him having fresh air and letting that Ferrari breathe, letting it eat, and he's doing that.
Nice work.
Farmer running out there at 36.8s. Brad running 36.0s. So you better believe that Brad's going to be on the back of Farmer shortly. Steve Melling to the pits. I've either caught him just coming in or I've caught him leaving. I've caught him leaving. So he's just getting rounded up by Shane and JB. Should get out in front of the McKellar car. Where's the McKellar car? Gone. Might have gone. Oh no, he's there. Okay. What do you got for us, Davo?
We're just scrolling through the field at the moment. It's a bit of clean air between most.
Yep. Like I said, Jamie up there just running good hot laps. Did a 35.1 to be the fastest lap of the race and backed it up with another 35.1 the very next lap. So that was around about, I can tell you, Ethan Carroll and Vic Chan ran 36.1 and 37.5. So like we said, look for if he keeps us up, still 14 minutes of clear running before he has to make a pit stop at this rate.
Yep.
He's probably going to come out with between a 5 and 7 second lead at that pace.
Yeah, for sure.
He's just rounding up the back of, who is that? Who is that?
There's
Aztec.
Sam.
Aztec. He's just no, Jamie's just coming on the back of Aztec, but Sam.
Jamie.
Where's Sam Carson? He's dropped a long way back.
Yeah, so Dave Zero is picked up on the back of the Mick Chan, Ethan Kale train there and just carried on his battle. He does have Shane behind him, so as all these pit stops start to equalise, you'll see him, I would suspect, without Shane getting past him, in 4th.
Yeah, P4 at this point.
So, yeah.
He didn't have the best pit stop, and Farmer's going with.
Pit stop was a little slow, yeah.
When I say going with Jamie, Farmer's not with Jamie, but him and Brad have decided to run long as well, as has Vaughan Martin, Damien Jones, Lucas Saar, Bear Grylls, and Bob Laycock. But Farmer, for me, if he has a really clean pit stop here, given the proximity at the time of the pit stops and the fact that he's just been running 36.5s and 36.8s, will play himself into that Dave Zero battle, because Dave Zero is just currently running 36.9. So he's making a little bit of ground there as long as he keeps his eyes forward, because he is under a lot of pressure from Brad Robertson, who I mentioned the other round as the new Jeff Burse. He's the guy that's always in a battle and looking to pass someone or looking to defend someone, but it's more the earlier. He's always looking to pass someone at this point in time. And man, he does look good.
Yeah, looking pretty speedy in the BMW.
I think Dave Zero is actually making ground on Vic Chan, yeah? I think he is. Got it under a second. So Dave really strong here tonight in the Audi. Oh, that Lucas Saar car was so close to the wall. For that gap. Okay, so Ethan Cale just mirrored Jamie Coase's time last lap around. But we know that Ferrari hangs on to its tyres better than the Honda at the back end, so it'll be interesting to see as who was that just got out of the way? Is Ashley. Farmer under so much pressure, Davo.
Yeah, Brad's definitely got the hammer down in the BMW. I would have thought one of these guys would have pitted by now, but like you were mentioning, it's still, it's just only under 10 minutes to go, so they've still got 10 minutes to pit.
Yeah, I'm thinking that, definitely Jamie and Farmer carry on long. If I was Brad, no, Farmer in the lane. Vaughan Martin in the lane
Vaughan
also.
Martin.
I'm just going to watch the stop of Steve Wilkins, because this is critical to how he might play into the battle with
and as is Brad Robinson's next lap.
Dave Zero. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, so
good stop by Farmer. That was super efficient, barring a penalty. This will see him.
a penalty.
Yeah. Vaughan with a good stop as well. Lucas Saar locks up into the box.
We've got Damien Jones in the pits as well.
And Lucas Saar's was incredibly long versus the other guys. I'm curious, Farmer, where do you come out? Where does this shake out? 74 car. The team car's coming down. He's going to be really, really close to his team car. I think he's going to get JB here.
No penalty from Wilton. Nice and close to Joe.
How close? JB runs deep, looking for too much down into turn one. Right.
We've got to have another look at that.
Okay, so he's definitely closed the gap, I think, a little bit to Shane and Dave, but not enough. Brad Robertson in the lane. As we just watched this replay of JB down into turn one. Just really excited by the team car
He'll
coming
be
out.
so dirty, I just replayed that. There you go, John.
Yeah.
So you can revisit it, my friend.
Remembering,
Nice work.
Farmer had a great stop. What's Brad's look like? Nowhere near as good. Nowhere near as good. He's going to be
still on
vulnerable
the
to
jacks.
several
He's
guys.
still on the jacks, Joe,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, that's a long time. Is there a tyre change gone in here? I feel like there's a tyre change in here. This is too long.
It is way long.
Oh, this is going to see him drop down the order phenomenally.
Oh, the boy's still trying to catch up.
Tell you what, John McDonald's made that ground back on
That's me
Farmer.
what.
What's that all about?
I don't know. Brad Robertson or the jack as the two BC cars go past.
Oh, he's going to... Vaughan Martin's got him as well, isn't he?
Oh, surely.
He has.
Steve Melling's going to get him as well.
Oh, Lucas Sarr copping a stop-go 30. That's not good.
Oh, ouch.
But plenty of penalties been handed out by race director tonight around the pit lane infringements. But Brad only just exiting the lane now. That is an absolute shocker.
It's like an enduro stop there, David.
Yeah, I'm loving what I'm seeing for P45. 345. So that's Vic, Jan, Dave, Zero, and Shane. Jamie, the only car running out there that hasn't made his official stop. Still got 5-6 minutes to go before he has to.
He's got a healthy gap.
Yeah, he's had a bit of a not the best lap time the last lap time around, but I expect him to come out clean air and carry on. Hey, what? Shane.
It's on, isn't it?
Shane is coming, mate, and he has got to the back of Dave Zero.
Yeah, very quickly too. And Dave Zero, like you mentioned early in the race, he's just got to focus forward, doesn't he? And not really let those mirrors distract him.
No, he's still looking good. He's hanging in there.
Oh,
with,
the car's quick, so
he's hanging in there with Vic.
nice work. God, this top 10 will change a lot, I think. In
Yeah,
the
I
next
think
few
you're right.
minutes.
Jamie just absolutely doing the job here at the moment. God, looking at Shane, he is hungry.
Is he going to come in? When's he going to come in? It's the last one. Doesn't matter. He's so far in front, Jamie.
I don't think so. I think
I don't
he's
think
just
it'll
got to
matter.
hit his marks. He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to have a lightning pit stop. He just got to have
As long as there's no penalty, he's
Yeah,
laughing.
a clean one, and he'll go. He'll go 2-1 here to potentially. We might see two guys next week on 30 kilos.
That will be interesting.
Yeah. Because I don't think Vic Chan's got anything for Ethan. But I know Shane's got something for Dave.
I think Dave's got something for the rest of them there, actually. Just putting himself right in the mix and holding his own pretty well all night. So Yeah, definitely watch that Audi in the sprint races, man. That thing is quick, and Dave all over it.
Oh, and it's super healthy, you know, like talking to the guys, you know, Vic, Jamie, Ethan, Shane, you know, we know how fast these boys are, so they'll be relishing the fact that there's another member throwing his name in the ring to come and challenge these guys. You know, this is what we think. We got a DQ, so unfortunately Lucas not completing that penalty.
Drive through or his penalty on the lap.
Yeah, directors basically black flagged him from this race. Yeah, it's a big hit.
Good. Who else we got down the back here that's having a bit of a battle? It's Brad Robertson, Bear Grylls. Why is Brad? Oh, the long pit stop. The long
lap, mate.
Crazy. Now he's in the back with the likes of Bear Grylls, slipping past that invisible camo BMW.
Oh, John McDonald is all over the back of the team
work.
car. But we
nice work from Bear just to let Brad through there. Actually, clearly
he did a good job. Yeah. The two Lexi so comparable. Does John look for a late move under brakes here? No.
I think it might be team orders tonight.
Yeah, two different categories here. I think probably if I was in that team right now, given that Farmer's in the Pro-Ams, and he was racing Steve Melling's a couple of places behind him.
And leading the Pro-Ams.
Yeah, I think he could afford to let that Marmite car go, but I think there could be some unsettled business from earlier in the season.
There quite possibly could be.
Yeah, as we see Jamie in the pits and out. So I didn't see the entry, but I just saw the exit.
And this is the one we've been waiting for. With no threat really here for Jamie. So far in front, clearly controlling this race, Jamie.
Yeah, so the other car's just coming up to the final chicane now, 552, 555. And Dave
Jamie.
Zero. Yep.
Just right down the end of the pit lane here.
So, yeah, comfortable as. Very, very comfortable.
Yeah, nice work.
Great job. Well driven.
And was expected from his teammates as well, as we heard in the driver interviews. These guys knew him with a good qualifying lap, and to get that Ferrari up at the pointy end of the field, he was going to drive away with it, wasn't he, J-Man?
Yeah, Dave Zero's just starting to monster the back of that Honda now that the tyres may be starting to just suffer a little bit with 6 and a bit minutes to go. I just saw Shane was incredibly wide there, but Dave Zero just really starting to put some pressure on Vic. Oh, massive pressure.
Pit window is now closed.
That was great reading from Jamie, because that pit window is now closed, so I believe it was probably the last chance he had to go in and get it done. Like we saw Shane get on the back of Dave relatively quickly, but once he's got there, he hasn't had the tools to get past. Do you think that's just that Dave being incredibly good under brakes, and maybe that Audi having a little bit more pace down the chute?
Yeah, I just think Dave's got the Audi nicely sorted.
Double yellows. Why have we got double yellows there? Yeah, they just drop that Porsche down the pit straight, don't they? They just absolutely drop it.
Porsche may be damaged, but like I said, I think Dave's just really got a handle on that that Audi.
That was close.
Didn't see that. So yeah, nice work from the board. Shane still all over the back of Dave Zero in the Porsche.
Yeah, and I called about 5 to 7 seconds. The margin would be for Jamie over Ethan, but it's more like 11 and a half, so that's a great job. So the McDonald car's still all over the back of the Wilton car too, so but maybe not a track that's too easy to pass on, Davo. I'm not sure. We haven't seen a massive amount of passing.
Yeah, only a couple of good passing spots by the looks of it, and yeah, got to be pretty committed and have definitely a little bit more pace, don't you? Off the exit of the corner before at least, so yeah, tough call. You would think on a track this open in some of the sections you'd have a little bit more passing opportunity.
It was a big show of the nose by Dave Zero that time. That was as good a look as he's had.
Yeah. So yeah, just we'll probably concentrate on these little battles just between Steve Wilton and John McDonald, the sister car BC cars, and Dave Zero and Shane, and I think Vic Chan. It's just they're so close, that little threesome there. Shane not quite being able to just really force the issue there. The Porsche just doesn't quite, get it across the line, J-Man.
No, just, like he's driving it very, very well. Or as he ranges up on Dave Zero there incredibly close a few times down the middle of the corner. But I don't think, like he's driving beautifully, but I just don't think that car, whether it be a Kunos BOP thing at this track, it just hasn't quite got that, what it needs. He's got all the ability, but I don't think the tools are there in that car right now. I'm not sure why we're getting double yellows coming out of that final corner there, whether that's because the Lucas Saar car's in the pits or what the story is.
Probably.
Dave Zero looking for a move around the outside. It's a long way around there. I'd say, yeah, Vic very awake to that.
For a move, really, but just showing the nose maybe. But yeah, these guys just really flying in formation at the moment.
Very much.
Only a minute to go. Unless there's a mistake, I can't see anything really going awry.
No, and Jamie's pulled that margin out to 13 and a half now, so he's just cruise mode, smashing out the 35s as opposed to everyone else doing 37s and 38s. So the pace just never fell away from that Ferrari tonight. It just carried its pace all the way through. But yeah, Ethan, Vic, Dave Zero all doing 37s. Jane 38-0, the last one. So he's still there. He's in touch, but like you mentioned just before, Dave, I just,
he hasn't the car. It looks like the car more than anything just does not have.
It's not there.
It's just wondering whether the Porsche is slightly damaged, because as soon as they get up in the revs, the Audi's away from it. So
yep. So as we see Jamie's embarked on the final lap, some 14 seconds up the road. Props to you, Jamie. Vic still absolutely got his hands full with Dave Zero. The Audi really good at the end of the chute, it's got good straight line pace, good big brakes. So is the Porsche. I think Shane's hanging there just based on the brakes and the mid-turn of that thing, but just suffering on that power, right?
Suffering on the straight line speed, unfortunately. I know, and the Porsches aren't probably renowned for their straight line speed. even when they're in good nick, but that car does look like it's a little bit off at the moment, so I had a nick on. So
Yeah, and a good fight tonight for both races
Yep.
from Steve Wilton and John McDonald. You know, very disciplined. I know John.
we've got a Vaughan Martin, Steve
Oh, he
Millington
got a
going
run
on
there
at the
though.
moment.
Oh, yep. This is as close as I've seen, John. No, she's just not good enough under brakes tonight.
So hard to know what to watch here. We're just
Oh, you with Steve-O, he's looking for a move, isn't he?
just back on Dave Zero. We've got Steve Wilton and John McDonald, and we've got Vaughan Martin and Steve Melling, Jamie across the line.
Yeah, well done,
Way
Jamie.
out in front, sorry. Not a lot of coverage, Jamie. Dave Zero. Rick Chan, Shano, not gonna happen. That's gonna land where it
Oh,
does.
Vaughan
Same
Martin's
as
facing the wrong way.
Vaughan Martin. Oh no!
I didn't see what happened there.
Let's
And
have a look at this.
Steve-O's looking for a redress.
Okay, we're gonna get a quick pickup on this, but yeah, nice work. A lot of battling going on there towards the end. Oh, Stephen tucks it in there on the inside. Looks like he gets a bit of a bounce off the ripple strip. Might have impeded Vaughan's progress in the race, J-Man.
Dear me, dear me.
But let's look back at that, J-Man. Jamie Cossa.
Yeah, Ethan Cale, Vic Chan, Dave Zero, Shane Fodado, Steve Wilton, John McDonald, Vaughan Martin, Steve Melling, Brad Robertson, make up your 10. Jakey from the back of the grid gets all the way up to P11. Bear Grylls P12. Dick McAdoe was out. Ashley Vertiger P13. Damien Jones 14. Aztec 16 because Brendan Rolfe got him for 15. Aztec, he looks like he might be letting someone else go.
Sam Carson, I think it was.
Yep.
Lucas, a couple of good boys dropping out at the end there. But there you go, J-Man.
I tell you what, I'm not going to waste any time on grabbing Vic down here.
Need him down here.
He basically
User
had
was
a
moved to your
whole
channel.
race of that. Vic, you got us on comms, mate?
Yeah, mate. How you
Mate,
doing, guys?
how's the mirrors, pal?
Oh, man, that was tough. Tires were shot.
Dave Zero stepped up tonight to come and run with you OES boys for a bit, and you had your hands full of it all that whole race, mate. Well done with weight for P3. That's a well-earned P3.
Cheers, guys. Yeah, well done, Dave. And Jamie on the win, and Ethan. But yeah, he actually brought it tonight. He was pretty quick, actually, in that second race.
Yeah, no, hey, look, it was really entertaining. You got a lot of airtime tonight based on the fact that you're in the thick of it. You're definitely in the thick of it. A couple of you guys opted to go early for those pit stops and get out of that, which I think served you really, really well at that point of the time. And, you know, still came out in the thick of a battle. And I think we picked up on the cams that I think you and Dave Zero came out side by side, you having the inside line for turn 2. So great battle tonight, mate. You got to... Yeah, I think that's what we all turn up for sim racing for, is those battles. So well done.
Yeah, cheers, guys. That was tough. It was good. Good fun, though.
Awesome, mate. Will you enjoy it? It would have certainly helped your championship hopes there, mate. So well done, and we'll look to talk to you next week.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers, mate. Right, I'll just drag him up there,
User
and
was
then
moved
we
out of
do
your channel.
have Ethan.
Ethan Cale.
Yeah, I'm looking for him. There he is. I'll grab
User
Ethan
was
down
moved to
here.
your
Ethan, you
channel.
got us on comms?
Hello, is that working?
Yeah, mate, you got us. Hey, man, congratulations on a P2 there. Hard fought battle, mate. Like that early pit stop served you well. I just said to Vic, great call, great strategy at the start of that one. I think Jamie just had a little bit too much tonight in that second race with a good quali, but man, that was a good race from you three.
Yeah, much better than I guess trying to hold the other two off in the first. I expected that from Jamie this time around. Dave got a pretty good start and ended up, in P1, and I just was struggling a lot behind those two, and Vic ended up doing the same thing as I did. We got out the way, and this time we didn't change tyres, so we were able to continue the race.
Yeah, no, I think it was a great call. We saw it early. It must have been right on the cuff. It must have been that lap. You must have saw the call come up from race director that pits were open and you guys peeled off and like pretty much 2 identical stops, and they were really, really clean, on the marks and got out. And it needed to be that way because Dave Zero had a really, really good stop as well. And, saw him come out side by side with Vic into turn 1, turn 2. So, but you just had the nose ahead and managed to keep it there for the rest of the race. It was really entertaining, mate. So well done.
Yeah, cheers. It was definitely a bit of a cutthroat situation. I've got the crew chief, so he jumped on and said 2 minutes until the box opened. So we had to do another 2 laps and, yeah, dove in. Quali was also pretty good. I ended up having a mistake, so I dropped the spot to Vic again, and I ended up just sending it. I had to get that spot back because my car was just ordinary in that dirty air, and I was able to make that work and drive off with a solid P2.
Yeah, no, well done. So how'd you find? So with that dirty air, does that play a factor into the way that thing hangs onto its tyres as well, or you lose a bit of aero mid corner, or?
Yeah, a bit of both. You start to lose your aero, and it doesn't want to stick to the ground. It starts sliding all over the place, and with this track not being too kind to the Hondas and also carrying that extra 30 kilos, it was definitely ideal that I had the perfect conditions I could. And the tyres were much better in that second race. I wasn't sliding as much. I wasn't overdriving it to pull the pace out of it. So, I just thought it was vital just to get that P2 back and just be comfortable. And I was pretty lucky that, Shane and Dave caught up to Vic, and they were having a 3-way battle for most of that second part of the race. So, was just able to get into a nice rhythm and finish off well.
Yeah, hey, look, provisionally, I see you go tonight a 1-2, and Jamie going a 2-1. Says that you guys might be carrying 30 kegs each next week, which will be interesting, mate. I haven't looked on the calendar to see where we're going, but you guys are managing the weight really, really well. You've got that much form and pace at the moment. It clearly plays a factor, but you guys are doing it well at the moment, and I expect to see a shuffle on the leaderboard this week once the results are all finalised. So, well done on a P2 and a P1 earlier. Looking forward to next week.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't be here next week. I'm going on a holiday on Monday.
Oh, it was you that was having next week?
Yeah, so I've got the week off. And Jamie's already had his week off. Vic's had a couple ordinary runs, and Shane had a week off too. I'm not too sure about everyone else, but should even up between us. Pretty disappointed. We're at Alton Park, and Vic loves that track, so make sure you keep an eye out for him, because I reckon he's. I'll have my money on him.
All right. Well, that's the early call.
So that's my little inside knowledge, and he's been saying all week, "Oh, I hope I don't have wait for next week, because I really like this track." And yeah, so hopefully I'll see if I can nab a stream while because I'm going on a cruise ship, so I see if I can nab a stream and
be able
to tune in. Oh, I'd love to. Not doing much else at night times except for drinking beers. So we'll see if we can tune in and
come in, if you can come in and drink a couple of cans and watch it, mate. And look, absolutely stunning result tonight. And you boys have turned up and you put on a hell of a good show for us, mate. And it was nice for Dave Zero to jump in there with you guys tonight and have mix it up with you guys, because it's that's what we all go sim racing for, is the battles. So well done.
Yeah, absolutely good for it to be racing him again too. So cheers, boys, all the best for next week.
Awesome, Ethan.
Yeah, go.
Thanks, Ethan.
Yeah, man, hard out, absolutely, man. Good work.
Enjoy the cruise.
Cheers, boys. Have a good night.
See you, mate.
But
User was moved out of your
okay,
channel.
so there you go. So you heard it there. So Ethan thinking that Vic's the man for next week. But on a more pressing note, we'll grab
User
Jamie
was
down
moved to
here,
your channel.
who goes 2-1 tonight and comfortably does it in race 2. Jamie, you got us on comms? Find that button, Jamie. Push to talk, brother. He's celebrating, spraying champagne everywhere. We get this a bit from the OES boys. They're really excited bunch post-race.
Have you got me?
Yeah, I got you, mate. You just put that champagne bottle down and that wreath down, and come over here and talk to us for a minute.
Yeah, getting a bit too excited.
Meat and drink there, pal. Obviously, Dave Zero, tell us about the start.
Yeah, he flew through and had a really good start. And I tried to hang it around for a couple of corners, but I thought safety first. Because if you catch a wheel on the gravel or the grass, then that's it for you. So, but then he had really good straight line speed. So again, I was in the same situation, albeit this time without damage. My car just wasn't quick enough in a straight line to overtake him.
Yeah, and tell me about the start procedure, mate. Was I correct in saying that you really backed that up at the start? Was that a strategy?
No, I think I was just following the green box thing, so I was probably focusing on that rather than what was happening behind me.
Okay, the start procedure looked a lot slower, and because obviously it's your call to once you get released to how slow you want to go, and it just looked like you did a good job of that. And I question thing because we know how good Dave Zero is in that Audi off the start, but outside of that, I thought the strategy around running long, you clearly played that card of running long and letting that Ferrari eat in fresh air was a good call.
Yeah, well, Dave gave me an early Christmas present by coming into the pits because I noticed that Ethan and Vic and maybe Shane as well had pitted in behind me, and I thought I'm in a bit of a tight spot here because they could undercut me if Dave hangs out for too long and I couldn't get by him. But yeah, thankfully he came in the next lap, and that I knew I just had to keep it relatively simple from there, and that I'd probably do it.
Yeah, I called live. I think I called like 5 to 7 seconds would be the margin. I just thought that given your pace, we saw you run those back-to-back 35 ones there in the mid phase of the race, and I was crunching the numbers, and I thought it'd be about 5 to 7, maybe 7 seconds was more the accurate thing. But to come out 11 and a half, was really consistent times from you with that thing in fresh air, and phenomenal drive for P1 tonight, mate.
Thanks, and well done to Ethan and Vic in that one as well. Yeah, I think the Honda just didn't quite have the legs this round, so it was nice to get one over them for the first time this season.
And provisionally it sees you go 2-1 and Ethan go 1-2, so probably sharing a couple of kegs. We've just heard that Ethan's away on a cruise next week, so you get a free kick over Ethan there. But and the inside word says Vic's really quick at Alton, so have you got anything for him there?
We'll see. Myself, Vic, and Shane had a massive battle there in our previous league a few seasons ago, and so I think Shane will be quick there as well. So a bit of weight on my side again. So we'll see how I go. Yeah,
nice work, mate. Oh look, we'll I'm really interested to see provisionally how these points shake out now, because she's all starting to liven up at round 5, heading into the final 3 rounds, man. This is going to be cool, and you guys have been entertaining us, so thanks again for that. Great effort on that, solid qualifying, 34.9 I think it was, which is pretty ballistic. I think we congratulated you live on that one, and then to back it up in the race, I think a little bit of you had to think on your feet, because I thought as well sitting behind Dave Zero could have hurt you with that early undercut from Vic and Ethan, but well played, mate. Well done.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it.
Awesome, mate. Enjoy the week, and talk to you next week.
Cheers, you too.
Nice work, Jamie.
User was moved out of your channel.
So there we go. That wraps it up for tonight. J-Man, what a cracking couple of races. Back to the sprint rounds. It's awesome.
Yeah, tough track. I think they're probably the takeout for me there. Some tardy pit stops, quite a few drive-throughs, quite a few stop-goes, 1 DQ. Not a lot of passing on track. I think very, very one line through those chicanes. So, that's our first time there, Davo.
Yeah.
Probably don't think I'd be rushing back as a spectator.
Interesting though too, because it, like being sort of partly an oval track, you would think there would be some, drafting and some overtaking. So unusual, isn't it? When you watch these things, and they look great on paper, but they don't actually really deliver. But still a bit of a mix-up with the points tonight, obviously.
Yeah, I think, just like looking back down through some results I'm looking at now, I think probably some critical moments that are probably going to play out. Obviously, everything's provisional until, the results are finalised and race control
For
sat
sure.
and look through the stuff. But for me, I think probably one of the critical ones, your current championship leader, John McDonald, I think potentially only probably being able to get one place better, and that place tonight would have been to get the sister car of Steve Wilton, and he didn't do it in both races.
No.
I don't think he had the car, the setup. Didn't quite have his mojo today. I think he did a great job, and very consistent. There's nothing wrong with P6s and the like, but I think he really did need that extra 2 points tonight.
Yep.
And I don't think it would have hurt Farmer to have given that up. But anyway.
But still, and obviously, in saying all that, it's a good game for the sister car with Steve Wilton and Farmer. So, yes, interesting team dynamic there, J-Man.
Yeah.
Well pointed out. So
and then the bad pit stop for Brad Robinson is
unfortunate because he really cost him because he was so close. At the top of the end of that mid pack, and so.
Yep. And then the post race there was Steve Milling and Vaughan Martin, a little bit of a touch up on the final lap. I mean, there's a lot to digest this week. Isn't there? Really?
Isn't there always?
But, hey, look, I was J-Man.
Yes.
He was Davo.
And I'm still Davo.
Yeah.
And thanks for joining us tonight. See you next Thursday.
Awesome, Davo. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, mate.